So before the UFC weigh-ins yesterday, it seems like a bunch of the Brazilian fighters had like a fiesta or something because literally three of them missed weight by quite a lot. Eduardo Mora missed weight by 3.5 pounds. Victor Hugo, he missed weight by only 2 pounds. And I actually find it like a bit weird that Daniel Marcos did not take the fight. Like Victor Hugo came in here on short notice. The fuck do you expect? He came in here to save your ass. He didn't have to come in here and take this fight. So I don't know. It rubs me the wrong way that Daniel Marcos didn't take this fight because Victor Hugo took this on such short notice. Like, surely you can give the guy some slack when he misses weight, when he literally saved your ass because Daniel Santos pulled out. So I thought that was really weird from Marcos. And then Ismail Bonfim with the fucking outrageous weight miss. Missed weight by 3.5 pounds. Like fucking hell, who put the fridge on the scale? I don't understand Ismail Bonfim missing weight by this much. The guy, to the best of my knowledge, was a former featherweight, maybe even bantamweight. Like he's not really a big lightweight, so it is a bit weird that he did miss weight by that much. Like I am actually shocked that it was the weight miss was this much. Let me just check what is featherweight. Yeah, he was a bantamweight. He fought a bantamweight at one point in his career. And now this guy can't even make lightweight. Like, I don't know, something really weird going on here. I've seen a lot of people saying Benoit Saint Denis broke him. Generally seems like it because I just can't believe he missed weight by that much. Like really extreme. Vince Purcell, very weird mindset for him to have. He's what, like 40 years old, almost 41 years old. I don't know why he wouldn't have taken this fight anyway. Like, seriously, you're almost 41 years old. You don't really have much left in your career. You would have thought he would have just taken the fight anyway. Because like I say, what does he have to lose at this point? He's not on like a run or anything. Like I understand not taking the fight, but I don't know. It just seems a bit weird. He put out a statement. So as you know, my fight is cancelled. My opponent didn't even try to make weight, and I decided to take away his ability to fight and make money for this unprofessionalism, which I'm sure he regrets. I am huge on self-responsibility, and he showed none by his actions and by missing weight. By so much, so I decided to give him some for his actions. I'm sorry to everyone who was excited to watch me throw down and also happy to ruin parlays against me at the same time. In my 15 plus year career, I've never missed weight. If you're upset about my decision, I'm sorry, but there is no one else to blame but my opponent. You will see me fight again soon. Like, he did almost miss weight. He did weigh in at 157. He did end up coming back and weighing, you know, the correct amount of weight. So, respect to him. He did weigh in. It was unprofessional from Ismail Bonfim, but like I say, you're almost 41 years old. You're not on like a title run or anything like that. But still, at the end of the day, Ismail Bonfim really should have made weight here. I don't understand how he missed weight by that much. Like, it generally is such an extreme weight miss. I don't like. It is really weird that Ismail Bonfim, 5'8", like I say, former bantamweight, mostly primarily a featherweight. Not even a big lightweight by any means, and he's missing weight. Sorry, missing weight. Jesus, missing weight by that much is really fucking weird, really bizarre. Definitely something to look out for moving forward. Maybe he was not motivated for this fight. Maybe he just didn't give a shit. I don't know. I really don't understand it at all, man. It's just, yeah, like I say, just a really weird one from Ismail Bonfim here. But Victor Hugo, that one's the one I'm more upset about, just because the fact, like Victor Hugo took this fight on such short notice. You thought Daniel Marcos would at least be appreciative of that. Like, obviously, the guy's going to miss some weight. He took it on like 2 weeks' notice. The guy used to fight a welterweight. Like, Victor Hugo is a former welterweight, now fighting a bantamweight. Like, He's a big guy, and it's not like he missed like Ismail Bonfim. He missed by 2 pounds. Obviously, he should have made weight. I understand that, but it's not like an outrageous weight miss like the Ismail Bonfim one. Especially when you got to factor in the guy took this on short notice. Like it all makes sense. Like they should have made it a catch weight just because Victor Hugo did take it on such short notice in the first place. Like I generally don't understand why this was at bantamweight. Like the guy's not small. I don't know. He should have tried to get a 140-pound catch weight or something like that. Would have been better for both guys, but instead now we're down. We've lost two fights, and neither of them were fucking Rodrigo Nascimento Ferreira versus Dontel Mays, unfortunately. So we still have Dontel Mays versus Nascimento Ferreira. Yippee! Yay! Cool! Awesome fight! Yay! We get to see the rematch between two sloppy heavyweights. Woo! Woohoo! Let's go! Yay! Hey! Yeah! Like yeah, awesome, great. I'm so excited for this. This is gonna be epic. We could have got a really cool fight between Ismail Bonfim and Vince Pichel. We could have got a really awesome fight between Daniel Marcos and Victor Hugo, really great styles. But no, we get to see two overweight gentlemen fight in probably what's going to be a boring fight, more than likely, between Dontel Mays and Rodrigo Nascimento Ferreira 2. The rematch we've all been waiting for, that still goes ahead, but the two fights that were actually going to be really good fights, nah, sayonara, goodbye. Have you always noticed that whenever fights get pulled last minute on UFC cards, it's always the good fights? Like, always the fun, good fights are always pulled last minute. Like, you never see any of the shit fights ever get pulled last minute. They always stay on the card. Like, I don't know, it's weird. The MMA gods like to play tricks on us. They like to mock us. They like to take the piss out of us. They like to fuck us over, really. Honestly, they do. It's weird. Generally, fucking, it's so annoying. Like, I would prefer no fights get pulled last minute, but like, if they're gonna pull a fight last minute, can it be a fight nobody cares about? It's always one of the fights that is like gonna be a really good fight, like a fun fight, entertaining fight. They're always the ones that get pulled. Like generally, it actually makes me so annoyed, man. It's actually like such a frustrating process. And like I say, like out of all the fights that could have been pulled out of the three weight misses, we still got Eduardo Mora's fight going. It's like really, like cool, but really, could we not have got Ismael Bonfim versus Vince Pichel instead? Well, at least we get to see Montserrat Ruiz, I guess. But like seriously, do we have to lose that one? But anyway, I guess should be happy. It's still a decent card. We got Fernandez versus Dakazi. We got Petrino versus Bakauskas. We got Renat Kretinov versus Zaleski dos Santos. Got Elvis Brenner versus Kanan Kroeski. And then we got Vieira versus Petrosian. That should be a good clash of styles. Kai Borello versus Abbas Magomedov is another good clash of styles. We got Bonfim versus Dalby. That should be good. Almeida versus Lewis. Probably going to be really one-sided. Or it's just going to be like a flash KO out of nowhere by Derek Lewis. Like, generally, I don't see this fight being like, you know, it's not going to be like a war. I can't imagine Derek Lewis versus Almeida is going to be like a back and forth war that we're all going to be like, oh my god, like oh my god. Like it'll probably be a KO where we're like, oh my fucking god, or it's just going to be Almeida running for him. Like no matter how the fight goes, it's either a Derek Lewis KO or it's Almeida just like ragdolling Derek Lewis and subbing him pretty early. Like that's literally the only way that fight can go. We're not going to get a back and forth war between Lewis and Almeida. I'm very confident in saying that. Hopefully, I've just jinxed it. I would love to see a war. I'd love to see Almeida get war tested, but I just think this is going to be so one-sided. Like it's not even going to be funny. I just see Almeida going for the front kick, shooting in, getting Lewis down, and that's all she wrote. That's how I imagine. Unless Derek Lewis does come out with his hands behind his back and just runs and fucking flying knees Almeida. Maybe he can strike lightning in a bottle twice. He can get that flying knee 5 seconds in, 4 seconds in, and just start unloading the ground and pound on Almeida. maybe that's what's going to happen here. But I guess we'll find out, man. It should be an interesting fight, though, regardless. But a competitive fight, I do not think so. But yeah, I'm actually really bummed that Ismail Bonfim versus Vince Michel's off this card because that actually was like a really good fight. Same with Marcos versus Victor Hugo. But it is what it is at the end of the day, man. They need to do 15 fight cards more often because all these fights get pulled last minute and then there's like no fights left. Like they need to do like 15, 16 fight cards because all these fights always end up losing a fight or two anyway. So yeah, they need to really like bump up the fight night cards, even the pay-per-views. Get as many fights on cards as you can because you have such a big fucking roster at this point. Like barely anyone gets to fight at this point now because the roster's so big, but there's nobody fighting. Like they need more cards and they need more fights per card. But anyway, that's all I've got to say on this fucking weight gate, weight miss gate. You know, everybody missing weight, everyone going to the fucking buffet. I'm gonna call this buffet gate. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.